And the judge has told you that you are still under oath. You
Yes.
understand that?
Back to this guy,
And
huh?
do you recall testifying? The state had called you as a witness back on November 5th regarding this case.
I don't know the date, but yes.
Okay. And do you remember that I was asking you some questions
Is
regarding
this Sal or Sam?
I don't know.
the
I'm
number of
sorry.
vehicles that had been damaged, the amount of loss that
They
your
used his
business
real
had
name.
suffered,
Mhm.
and information regarding insurance, things of that nature.
True. Yes.
And do you recall part of? And I've got a transcript, so I'll be happy to show you.
Chat says
if you
Sam.
have questions about what you
Okay.
had said. Do you remember me asking you about the? I asked this question. Can you give me a ballpark, meaning the amount of loss that your business suffered?
Uh-oh.
And you had said that you couldn't
Bring up the
remember.
interview.
I asked you more than 100,000. You said yes.
Mhm.
I said more than 250,000, and you said I do not know, sir. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Do you remember saying, being asked this question, and you don't know what the loss from those fires were? Your answer was, I personally never calculated it. My dad does the money part.
Yes. Yes.
Is that true?
Yes.
That
Uh-oh.
you
Yes.
still don't, you didn't know at the time what the loss was?
Well, when we arrived on Monday, seeing all the destruction, all the cars, looking at the property, because a lot of oil has lost, it has gone into the asphalt, the soil replacement, and all that. So, I mean, we were in shock.
That was a
My
year
question
ago.
to you is, as
Didn't
you
answer
sit
the
here
question.
today, are you still under oath stating that you don't know and didn't know what the loss was?
Sorry, I cannot remember.
You can't remember if that's your statement today?
Could you repeat the question, please?
On November
Hey.
5th, you agree that you testified under oath. You did not know what the loss was from your business.
I think you need to restructure the question. Where's Sister Marcian's pointer? This word order is not acceptable.
Okay.
Okay.
You recall testifying last week.
Yes.
And do you recall when you testified last week, you were asked if you were aware of the total amount of loss to your properties? You remember that?
Yes.
And do you remember you testified under oath that you didn't personally know what the loss was, that you never calculated it?
I personally didn't.
And is that your testimony today?
At the time, I didn't know what the exact loss was.
No, that's not the question. Answer the question he asked. please.
Sorry, please repeat the question.
Is that your answer today, that you don't know what the loss was?
I do have approximation what the loss was.
And did you learn that from the last time you were in court till today?
Yes,
Oh, no.
Interesting.
What is it?
it was approximately $400,000.
Okay. I'm going to show you,
Uh-oh.
you provided an interview the day after
John Black in the house
this
there.
happened. Is that right?
By the way, welcome, Ron
I'll
Coleman.
show you. Tell me if you're on the screen.
Thank you. I'm going to try to find my draft summary judgment motion while we're watching this. Don't mind me.
It's muted. Chat, yell at them like you would yell at me that it's muted. Come on. Where is this? I get all kinds of heat. Sheriff Feasy gets a pass.
By the way, and it's one of the tactics described in a number of
Those are cars
books.
at your lot, right?
At that time, yes.
Is that your brother?
Yes.
Okay. Is that you?
Yes.
Okay. You play it?
Oh boy.
Is it intended to be witnessed?
Yes.
Well, I can't.
Yeah, none of us can hear it, buddy.
Now, I got my sinus earplug, but can other people hear it? No, okay.
Judge has been working sick all week with those sinuses. Good job, Judge. What a trooper.
I wouldn't think that would control this. I think it's going to be earlier in the system.
Just everyone appreciate it's pretty obvious, but when he was answering that question, he's asked a question, then goes into the detail about the oil in the ground, and it's like that is the peppering of details to get away from answering the question.
But Sheriff Feasty does a good job of kind of breaking his question down into little pieces to sort of get him back on track.
He's also saying it's hard to approximate the damage that I lied about because there's oil in the asphalt. I mean,
Yeah.
I would think because it is, I thought, connected into the system here.
Oof, tech
they've
in the
had no
courtroom, man.
problems with these audio levels all
Have you got ours
all
the
week.
way up? Is there any place where it's coming in clearly? Are you getting it clearly?
No, Your Honor.
I'll text him. Nah, Judge, actually here in YouTube land, we can't hear nothing. So while tech support is going on, let's see.
Is anyone getting it clearly?
Yellow Flash 2 says, let's go, Brandon. Free Kyle. Fac Uniga says, how would this trial go differently?
Let's talk. So this is your
here we go.
business. And this obviously is affecting you pretty hard.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
When we started this business back in 2013, we had about 5 to 7 cars. I counted the first day we had only 7 cars.
Yeah. Do you feel like right now with this that you're still Kenosha now? You're going to stay here in Kenosha and rebuild?
Probably not. Well, the thing is, if there's no government funding or if there's no help from anybody, because there's nothing I can do. I mean,
There's no help from anyone. There's nothing I can do.
Him, if there's no government funding for this, there's nothing we're going to be able to do, right?
I must have. I don't remember saying that.
Oh, jeez.
Come on, man. Come on.
I must have.
You must have. You heard yourself say it just
none
now.
of this, it takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of people, it takes a lot of effort.
We have to
to
build
actually
the capital first.
to
before
reinvest it.
We would have been at least so happy that, okay, we lost only 5 cars. 10, 15, okay, max 20, okay,
But the whole
25.
lot. How many cars were lost total, you know? In total?
Yeah.
In all 3
including that
locations,
one, 137.
137.
137 cars.
Yep.
I heard that there was at least $1.5 million worth of damage.
That was the
Just
first.
2.5 in total.
Just
Wow.
2.5.
2.5 million in total.
Mhm.
That's what you said to him the day after, right?
I must have.
Oh
Heard
God.
it, right?
Yes.
So when you said 400,000 today, is that a lie?
It's not a lie. It's what it is when we, like I said, when we saw that from in our eyes, we were in shock.
Okay.
To be able to, to be able to how to come back from it, we were taking everything in consideration in terms of all the oil, the gas has gone into the asphalt, the DOR. So we're basically putting everything in the consideration to get back on track. That's.
Understand that. But I want you to answer my question.
Go ahead.
My question was, when you testified today under oath that your loss was 400,000, you'd agree that's not what you said on the tape, right?
That is correct.
So what you testified today under oath, that's a lie, right?
It was a mistake
Today,
last time, but in the video.
the
So
2.5
137 cars is pretty specific.
Yes, because we were in shock.
So where'd you come up with that number?
like I just explained to you, over the property loss, the building, the roof, the glass, we didn't know. We looking at the condition of the lot. I mean, you can clearly see it. The asphalt, the soil contamination. There's DOR involved, so that stuff is not cheap. So we were just approximating it that that's probably how much it's gonna be for us to be back on track.
We asked
400,000 divided
because
by
we heard it was a
137 is
1.5, right?
just under $3,000 per car.
And then you corrected them and said, no, it's 2.5.
Well, that's what I said because of the DOR and we knew we had to go through the permits again and stuff like
Plus
that.
the
So
building,
I didn't have.
plus
It
the
was just
oil in the asphalt.
the number that was out there, with me being in shock of the damages that has occurred to my dad's business.
You knew the specific number of cars, right?
I didn't remember on last week, but now I know it.
And it's 137.
I cannot remember what it was in total.
This is still the
I don't have
inventory
anything else.
manager,
Thank you.
guys, and he still
Oh, I
can't
would-
remember
yeah,
how
that-
many
that was
cars.
marked as 137.